fans. Jim.
Hey, Tanya, cruise Waikiki, and you will see lots of folks in scarlet and gold. The Warriors' big opening game against USC is a great boost for tourism and tourism spending.
It's a game measured by dollars and cents, and USC football fans are running up a tally. This room at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel is USC Central, selling shirts from Hilo Hatties and other goodies.
I don't really try to budget out. I just come enjoy it.
But outside of this room is where the real money is being spent. Tourism officials expect Hawaii's economy to score big from the USC-UH football matchup.
In 2005, when USC was here, they brought over 4,000 people, and it contributed over $6 million of economic impact to the economy.
Okay, have a good time.
Yes.
This year, 7,000 SC rooters are here, projected to spend $10 million during their stay. Pleasant Holidays keeps them busy with tours and shopping sprees.
There's submarine rides, catamaran rides, luau's, Polynesian Culture Center. We also have coupons for them for dining discounts in the area, for shopping discounts that we're providing for them.
5 years ago, the Trojans beat Hawaii, but Hawaii businesses made the killing. USC fans stayed an average of 8 days. This year, thousands of them are at the Royal Hawaiian.
We've had USC fans coming in from all over the country, coming in to stay here in Waikiki, stay here at the Royal Hawaiian for the big game tomorrow night.
Trojans road games are notorious for huge USC fan sections.
I think what's key for our alumni, they support our team, they support our university, so wherever we are, they come.
Who wouldn't want to come to Hawaii? I mean, you know, the weather's perfect. You know, the water, perfect.
And a perfect place to lay down some currency that will add up to a different score.
The Royal Hawaiians hosting a pep rally for 2,000 USC fans tonight. Jim Mendoza, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, Jim. Just getting to tomorrow's game could cost you some time. It's a 5 p.m. kickoff. Mix in work and school traffic, and the roads could be a mess near the stadium. Hawaii News Now's Tim Sakahara continues our team coverage. Tim?
Kelly, season openers are always busy, but this one especially, you're encouraged to get there early. The game is expected to sell out by tomorrow, which means 50,000 people. There are only 8,000 parking stalls at the stadium, and a few thousand of those are pre-sold passes. But there are alternate lots available at Cam Drive-In, Leeward Community College, and Radford High School. However, there won't be any parking at Ford Island tomorrow. And private companies will also shuttle people in from 13 different sites from across the island for $14 round trip and $8 one way.
They can jump aboard the bus, and it's an express shuttle, and you don't have to wait in the car lines out there or find parking. We actually get expressed into the stadium.
Well, I would advise them to get an early start, anticipate delays. The first game of the season always has its challenges.
Now, the city used to do a football shuttle, but was told by the federal government it was not allowed to run charters to special events, which is why it then asked the private tour bus companies to step in and take over the shuttle service to the games. Now, for more information about parking or taking the shuttle to the game, go to our website at hawaiinewsnow.com. Tim Sakahara, Hawaii News Now.
Thanks, Tim. If you are tailgating tomorrow's game, here's what you need to know. Aloha Stadium will open the lower Halava parking lot at 11 a.m., 6 hours before kickoff. All other lots will open at noon. The turnstiles to get into the stadium will open at 2 o'clock. Again, you can find all this info and detailed parking maps on hawaiinewsnow.com. And in tonight's Connect Now web poll, we're asking how you plan to watch the game. Let us know at hawaiinewsnow.com.
And don't miss all our live coverage starting very early tomorrow morning. Our sunrise newscast is on the road at Aloha Stadium starting at 5 a.m. Now we want to get to our football forecast.
Might be a little toasty around kickoff. What do you think, Guy?
That's right. Now the gorgeous weather will be very accommodating for those visiting Trojans. We're in for more of the best weather on the planet. And because the Warriors are a passing team, they'll need dry conditions. That's likely what they'll get. Skies are expected to be partly cloudy with soft trade winds out at the stadium. And if there are any showers, they'll be very light and they won't amount to very much. And that all spells perfect passing conditions for Bryant Muniz and company. Oh, scary people up at UH Manoa today. They had a big pep rally. And these are the entrants to the Vili Lookalike contest. This is the brother that won right here. And look at them. Man, they really got into the spirit. Everybody's got to get into the spirit. After all, UH needs all the help they can get against those Trojans tomorrow.
Tell you why BYU's independence could mean great national exposure for UH, and the Warriors talk strategy.
Now with Mike Cherry.
All the weeks of
6 o'clock. This is Hawaii Sports Now with Mike Cherry.
All the weeks of practices, all the hours of drills, and all the dress rehearsals are done. Tomorrow, UH gets to show 14th ranked USC what they've been training for in the real deal. Now, one of the best parts, Hawaii says they can finally stop hitting each other. For the past couple of weeks, Hawaii's starters have only had the benefit of going against their scout teams on offense and defense. Now, instead of walk-ons and backups, UH will face a team that features 12 returning starters from a squad who won 9 games last season.
Our scout does their best to give us their best look, but like you said, you see them day in, day out, so it's ready. It's time to go to the real test. It's like taking pop quizzes, and then, you know, it gets boring after a while.
And it's a battle against, I counted it up last night, you know, all kinds of first-team parade All-Americans and really good football players. It's a challenge. Obviously, we're the underdogs, but we're going to come out fighting.
The Warriors feel one of the keys to disrupting USC's game plan is to get a good push from their defensive linemen. Hawaii's D-line will have a long day if they can't contain the USC rushing attack that averaged 167 yards per outing.
If we don't do our job, linebackers can't get free to make plays, and we leave the DBs out in an island. So I think we really need to do a good job up front. It's real nice to see like a tackle for a loss for the first play or something.
Meanwhile, the Trojans say despite not being eligible for a bowl game due to NCAA sanctions, they're not about to relax because after all, it's still a business trip.
And so we got to keep our guys focused and you know, make sure that they understand this is a big game. Just because we're favorites or just because they're in a different conference doesn't mean anything. We're going to have to play extremely well.
It seemed like this offseason was 2 years or something like that. But we're ready to play, and we're ready to play another team. And we actually looked at the game from a couple years ago when Liner played them and the stats they had, and they were pretty good. So, you know, we'll try to do as well as they did.
Now, in case you forgot, that last time was back in 2005. UH lost 63-17. Kickoff tomorrow, set for 5 p.m. The game can be seen live on ESPN. Now, just a reminder, we'll air an encore of Coach Mack's preseason special. That's next on KGMB. Liz Chime will give you a glimpse into who will be taking the field tomorrow night, and we'll have a one-on-one interview with Coach Mack himself. Now, as we mentioned earlier in the newscast, BYU confirmed their exodus from the Mountain West today. The Cougars also revealed they have signed a deal with ESPN to broadcast 8 of their football games next season and agreed to a 6-game contract with Notre Dame. The national exposure could come back to favor Hawaii, who has a deal in place to play BYU twice in Provo and twice in Honolulu beginning in 2011. UHAD Jim Donovan says the ability to put the rivalry on the national stage is a win-win for UH.
But now we're looking at even additional sports. Maybe they're thinking something along a West Coast swing, and you know, as they're playing in the West Coast Conference and coming out and playing us, something like that. So I think it's huge, reestablishing that rivalry in football. Our fans will enjoy having it start back up again, and we'll do very well at the gate.
Now, the last time UH hosted BYU was back in 2001 in front of a sellout crowd of 50,000. UH won 72-45. Aloha Stadium has sold out just 5 times since then. And that's your look at sport.
It was reported last night. Today, it became official. Brigham Young University is leaving the Mountain West Conference to turn independent in football and send the majority of its remaining sports to the West Coast Conference. It was also announced today that BYU and the WAC have cut a deal, allowing the Cougars to fill a portion of their football schedule in 2011 and 2012 with several WAC opponents, including Hawaii. So with a couple of meetings previously agreed to already, the Warriors will now play BYU each year between 2011 and 2014. And UH Athletics Director Jim Donovan says he's in talks with BYU currently to continue that relationship all the way through to 2020. How you doing, everybody? Let's talk sports. So with the rivalry between Hawaii and BYU once again established, WAC Commissioner Carl Benson today said that the conference will expand by spring of next year. He offered no further specifics. Question is, will Hawaii still be in the WAC mix when that time comes?
Well, what I've said before is we're going to look at all of our options, and the most obvious ones is the Pac-10, Mountain West staying in the WAC, or going independent with football and moving our sports over to another conference. And the leadership at the University of Hawaii has been meeting. I've been collecting a lot of information, what schools would be willing to play us in football, talking to conferences, talking with corporate entities out there, even broadcast, potential broadcast partners, and that's what we're doing right now.
You heard him correctly. As lofty an aspiration as going independent in football may seem, Donovan also continues to mention the Pac-10 conference by name.
No, I mean, I've had conversations with the Pac-10 since February when they first announced they were looking at expansion. I'm not trying to highlight that as a possible option for us, that something's developing there, because there's not. What I'm saying is it's a logical option for us where we're located. The logical options for us is the Pac-10, the Mountain West, or the WAC. The deadline I guess we're sort of facing is June 30th, 2011, because of WAC bylaws. We will definitely be participating in the WAC in 2010 school year and 2011 school year. So what we're talking about in any case is 2012 and beyond.
That said, the 2010 football season is upon us. Tomorrow, the Warriors host USC on national television. Hawaii, of course, in year 3 of the Greg McMackin era, and having undergone some changes on the coaching staff with new coordinators, Nick Rolovich on offense and Dave Aranda on D. Quarterback Bryant Moniz has looked sharp in practice, but will be playing behind a new-look offensive line. The Warriors' defensive front is expected to be a strength of this team. Now, on the other side, USC is ranked 14th in the AP poll under first-year head coach Lane Kiffin, and features top recruited athletes across the board, including sophomore QB Matt Barkley and running back CJ Gable. USC's front seven on defense is said to be among the best in the country.
Going out there, foreign atmosphere, a very tough physical team that we play, a loud crowd, and so we're going to have our hands full, and we have got to limit distractions. We're not going on vacation. We're going for business.
Well, turnovers are the biggest factor. We cannot turn the ball over, and we have to get turnovers. We have to play Warrior football, which is physical football. I'm really anxious to watch our offense play because I think we have as good of skill guys as we've ever had.
Nothing's changed. They're still going to spread you out, give you a bunch of problems. The receivers catch a ton of balls. They do a great job. They've done it for a long time. I think our team's mentally prepared. And so, now we've got to go to the next test, which is playing on game day.
Well, what kind of statement are you guys looking to make here this Thursday?
That we're here, that we're ready, and we can play with anybody, and we're ready to go back to the old form how we were a couple years ago, and back to really winning seasons and bowl appearances, and that's what we're starting to do.
So tomorrow it begins. UH and USC Trojans won all 6 previous meetings, the last coming in 2005, a 63-17 decision, another season opening game. Kickoff is set for 5 p.m. It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Odds makers still favor USC by
about 3 touchdowns, yeah.
21 points?
Around there. I didn't see if it moved today, but yeah, okay. Most recently 21.
You know how a few days ago I said UH will win, will pull a big upset?
You said that.
Sometimes you make those predictions in the day before the game, you're going, UH will win. They're going to outscore the Trojans. Never mind the odds. We're going to beat them outright. I'm just feeling it.
And I'm glad, and I think, I hope that happens. I mean, it's obviously going to be a challenge.
What's the crowd look like?
It's going to be a packed house. I mean, they haven't announced the sellout just yet, but it's going to be a packed house certainly at Aloha Stadium. I think USC obviously is going to be the team that has all of the parade All-Americans coming out of high school and all of that stuff, but I don't think this is necessarily the same kind of USC team that we've seen in the past. Certainly not the same kind of USC team that we saw in 2005, at least in terms of offensive explosiveness. I think this is a USC team that is very good, very talented, but maybe not on that level. And who knows, maybe that opens the door for UH to pull off a surprise. We said it the other night, right? There's probably going to be an upset somewhere in the landscape of college football this weekend. Why not at Aloha Stadium, right?
Tomorrow starting at 5 o'clock kickoff.
5 o'clock, yeah.
All right.
So get in your cars early because there could be some traffic on the way to the stadium, yeah.
All right, thanks, Kano.
You got it.